Okay, so on this question, we've got a survey of adults from one town shows that 61 have health insurance and 31 do not. So that makes sense. They went around the town. They asked a bunch of people, hey, do you have health insurance? 61 said they do. 31 said they don't. Find a 90% confidence interval for the true proportion of all adults in town who have health insurance. In other words, what they're saying is, hey, what percentage of the town do you think has health insurance? And we're thinking, I don't know. I don't know the whole town. Right. But that's how statistics work, right? We ask a few people and we let that kind of give us a good guess as to what might be true for the whole town. Does that make sense? That's what stats is always doing, huh? We take a little sample and that tells us something about everybody. Like before election day, they always ask, groups of people who they're going to vote for and try to predict what the whole nation's going to do, Same things. That's what we're always doing. It says, right? New cancer treatment. We try it on a few patients to try to figure out what might happen when everybody takes it, right? So same thing here. So they went around town and they asked people, hey, do you have health? 61 said they do. 31 said they don't. Let me write that real quick. So 61 said, yes, I have health insurance. And 31 said no health insurance. So the question is, find a 90% confidence interval. Confidence interval is like a guess. In other words, what do you think? What percentage of the town, if you do the whole town, what percentage, if you're the mayor of the town or whatever, the city council, you're trying to figure out, do we need to do something for our town to help more people get health insurance? So what percentage of our town would we guess has health insurance, right? You can't get that information because the medical records are private and all that. So they'd have to do a survey and then try to guess at the whole town. Well, what's going to be their guess? Well, for confidence intervals, so here's what you see this question on the exam. Where are you going to go? Well, you're going to go to the notes, huh? So I'll roll back here. I've got the notes right here. Here's the exam 3 notes and confidence intervals. And so the first thing we have to figure out, is it a percentage question or is it a mean? That's pretty much what we're always doing on this exam, huh? Everything's either percentage or mean. Confidence intervals, hypothesis test, sample size. It's all percentage or mean, percentage or mean. So which one? So we either look for the word mean, which is the same as average. Look for the word, whoops, I can make a V there. Average or mean. That G just wouldn't go. Average or mean. And then this one is percentage or proportion. That's the same word, proportion, right? Proportion, percentage, same thing. So we're looking for one of those two words. So as we look back at the problem, what do we see? We see proportion right there, huh? So notice there's no mean anywhere. There's no average anywhere. There's just proportion. So there it is. That's right. That's right, Bryson. It's proportion. So yeah, good. So proportion is right there. And so we go, oh yeah. So it's a percentage proportion 1. And so what do we do on the calculator? 1 prop z interval, huh? We're going to go to 1 prop z interval on the calculator. And when we go there, it's going to ask us for x and n, right? So we'll do that. So let's go there. So I'm going to go on the calculator. I'm going to go stat. I'm going to hit the stat button, go over to the tests, and go way, way down. I don't remember what number it is. 1 prop. It's A, yeah, 1 prop 0. So it's way down on A. 1 prop z interval. 1 prop z interval. So go down there, hit the button, and when you do, you'll get X and N and sea level, and then calculate, and we'll just calculate it. Okay, so now what do we put in for these? Now, this is where this one is slightly tricky. So I don't want you to be fooled on the exam. So watch close. This part is probably up to now. You're like, yeah, I gotta know where to go. This is the tricky part. What is what's going to go there in X and what's going to go in N? Well, it says it in the notes. It'll help us. Let's take a look. X is the number asked for, and N is the total number. Number asked for. Number asked for. What do you mean? Are they asking for number? They actually are. Let's go back and see what they're asked. So X is the number asked for, N is the total. So we go back to the question. So X is the, again, the number asked for. And then N, of course, is the total number. Okay, so again, what happened? We went around town. 61 said, yes, I have health insurance. 31 said, no. What are they asking me for? Well, let's go up. It says here, find a 90% confidence. So they're asking me to find something. Here comes the ask for. For what? For the true proportion. Okay, they want a percentage of what? Of what? Of all adults in town who what? Who what? Who have. Whoops, let me try that again. Have health insurance, you see. That's what they're asking for. That's what they're asking for. What percentage have health insurance? So X is supposed to be the number they're asking for, right? That's what the note says. So what number am I going to put there? What number have health insurance? The 61, right? Not making good sense? So that'll be the 61. Okay, well, then what's the N? Total number. So remember, they went around town. They asked people, 61 said, yes, I have it. 31 said, no, I don't.
What do you mean, 92?
Yeah, I got to add them together, don't I? I got to take the 61 and the 31 for the total, and that'll be 92. Exactly. Everybody see that trick? I don't think we had to find our own total before, but this time we did. Does that make sense? Be able to do that on the exam? So just make sure you know X is the number they're asking for. So because you might wonder, well, how do I know what X is? Is it 31 or 61? Well, they said we want the percent that have health insurance. So you grab the one that says, yes, they have health insurance. That's how we know. Good. I think the rest is pretty standard once you got that down. The confidence level, they said right here, 90 said you always got to be a decimal, you know that. 0.90, go on the calculate, hit enter, and you'll get some numbers. In fact, I can even show that on the screen here. Here it is with my calculator. So I'll turn it on. There we go. Clear the screen. That right here. All right, so what are we going to do on the calculator? I'm going to go to stat, go over to tests, go way down to A, which is 1 prop Z interval. Careful not to do 1 prop Z test. See up here, number 5 is 1 prop Z test. So remember, anytime you're doing a confidence interval, you want one of the things that finishes with INT for interval, right? If you're doing a hypothesis, because we use both these during the exam. If you're doing a hypothesis test, then you do the one that ends with test, right? So all the ones that end with test are for hypothesis tests. All the ones that end with INT, they're for confidence intervals. So we're doing a confidence interval, 1 prop Z interval, the notes told us. So right there on A, I'll hit enter. 1 prop Z interval. X, again, what did we say X was? 61. And the N was 92, the total. Confidence level was 0.90. 0.9 is the same thing. Enter, then go to calculate, enter. And there it is. So it's given us that interval. I'm going to write that down as our answer. It's going to be 0.58199. 58199, comma, a 0.744. 7441. And yep. All right. That's perfect. All right. I'll jump back to the screen here. Okay, so I wrote it down right here. So here it is. Here's our answer to the question. So on the exam, so it'll be exactly what I'll just ask you to type in this number and type in that number. Now, oh, and a lot of times I'll say round. Like let me just show you what it might be on the exam, just to make it even more clear. So I'll probably give you like a blank and a blank, and I'll say like round, maybe up in the question up here. I might say round to 2, or let's say 3. I might say 3. Who knows? 2 or 3 places. Round to 3 decimal places. So, okay, so how do you round to 3 decimal places? You know about, right? You just put a line right there and a line right there. Both of them are going to stop after the third place past the decimal. Remember how that works? So then if this is a 9, 5 or more, you're going to round that to 0.582. And this one is a 1, so it'll just stay 4. 0.744, like that. That'd be rounded to 3 decimal places. So what are we saying now? What does that answer mean? We're saying we're 90% confident, we're pretty sure, that the real percentage of the town that has health insurance is somewhere between 58% and 74%. That's what we think. Based on our little survey of going around asking 92 people, 61 said, yes, I have it. 31 said, no, I don't. Looks like most have it, huh? So we're saying, yeah, we think our estimate is somewhere between 58 and 74% of the town. We're not any more sure than that. We think it's somewhere between 58% of the town and 74% of the town, somewhere in that neighborhood. We're 90% sure that the real average for the whole town is somewhere in that neighborhood. That's what a confidence interval always is a guess as to what the true average is. And so we're guessing for the whole town, the true average is somewhere between 58 and 74%. How sure are we? We're 90% confident that that's going to be right. And so there we go.